All right, hello everyone. Hello, and welcome. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you're doing good. I'm doing good. It is a special day, ladies and gents. If you're not aware, today is Friday, April 29th, 2016, which means after the month-long wait, the time is here. It is time for something completely different. Something completely outside of the norm. Something that normally I would not do, but thanks to the support of the patrons, in the month of March, we hit our funding goal, and I said I would do a special marathon event for everyone. And so the time has come, ladies and gents, for the World of Warcraft day-long marathon. It's going to last around 6 to 7 hours. It all depends. We'll see, we'll see once I get started how it goes. Typically, this kind of game is so freaking addicting, and I know because I've played this game before. I actually played World of Warcraft way back when it was new. I played it at launch in 2004, and then I actually played it around 1 to 2 years later when I actually worked at Best Buy, and I actually had a few coworkers who played it, and they convinced me to play it with them a few times. And it was a lot of fun. The game itself is a ton of fun. There's so much content in World of Warcraft to explore. And just doing co-op with just people is the social aspect itself is a lot of fun. And so I actually enjoyed, playing the game both times that I did. Now let's face it, times change, things evolve and change, and the bottom line is that I really kind of didn't really play MMOs for a long extended period of time. I actually played World of Warcraft, then I played City of Heroes and City of Villains for a while. And then once I finally kind of fell out of love with those games, that was it for MMOs for me. I never really got back into them. And then, YouTube happened. I was playing competitive Street Fighter for a while there, from around, say, 2005 up to, say, 2007, 2008. And then YouTube. I started on YouTube, and I got, YouTube popular, and I started doing playthroughs and such, and it never really occurred to me. It never really occurred to me to do something like this. I always thought, let's face it, MMOs are a time sink. They really are. MMOs can take, hours and hours of gameplay a day to get into anything. And, it really is a very large investment of time and effort in order to play an MMO. Now, for some people, MMOs are kind of their escape. They come home from work or school, and they like, man, I cannot wait to just jump into an MMO and play cooperatively with my friends, right? And even today, you look at today, the modern MMO is a lot different, I think, than the classic. This is one of the more classic MMOs. Fantasy-based, turn-based RPG-style combat, with cooperative aspects and a lot of social interaction and dialogue and talking with other people. The modern MMO today has become more action-oriented, like shooters. Look at games like The Division, right? Or Destiny. This is kind of the modern MMO, where it's become a shooter co-op rather than an RPG turn-based fantasy co-op. So it's pretty much the same premise, just kind of, changed up for the modern times and to appeal to a more mainstream gamer. I think that a more mainstream gamer understands shooting way more than turn-based RPG combat, let's face it. Me, I don't know. I think I actually prefer the classic style. I grew up with games like EverQuest. I remember playing EverQuest, Vampire the Masquerade, and then eventually World of Warcraft when it released. Those kind of games that kind of got me used to that style of gameplay. I even played Final Fantasy XI for a while, by the way, when it was new on PC. I played Final Fantasy XI for a bit, a few months, until my friends and I kind of got really bored of it, and thought that it was just very limited in what it was. And then we eventually went into migrating to other stuff like World of Warcraft. So, but anyway, I have a history with World of Warcraft. It's been a long effing time since I played it, but I have a history in it, and I'll understand the basics. When I played World of Warcraft, over 10 years ago, I basically did a few things kind of the same. First of all, I always played a melee class. I remember once I was a Tauren, I think I was a Tauren warrior. I'm not 100% on that. I might have been a Tauren hunter, but I think I was a Tauren warrior. And then the second time I played, I was an orc, and I can't remember. I think I might have been an orc paladin or an orc. I can't remember exactly what I was. Can an orc even be a paladin? No, so I definitely wasn't an orc paladin. I'm trying to remember what I was the second time around that I played. But basically, both times that I played the game, I was a melee class. And both times that I played, I was the horde. Okay? So today would be a great opportunity for me to do something completely the opposite. Do something maybe Alliance, because I've never played the Alliance before. And go for maybe a more magic-based class. People are telling me that Mage is really good, but that it's hard to solo because Mage has low HP and low defense, but high damage output. A lot of people are saying Warlock might be easier because Warlock, you get a little minion that could tank for you while you're casting your spells. I'm not sure what I want to do. I'm going to actually be polling the stream chat here during the course of the day. We're going to build a character together here and then join a realm. Obviously, I need to get through all the tutorial stuff before I can do anything that's significant. So I'm probably, for the first hour or two, going to try to get through all the tutorial for my race and do all those quests until you can finally leave the intro area and get out to the main world. And then what I'm going to be doing is looking for cooperative partners, people who own the game, who want to play with me today, and join up a party and go out and do some questing. And that's kind of going to be the day. It's going to be a lot of fun, I think. Something I've never done before. It's a very co-op oriented stream, very different than the norm, okay? And I certainly hope that you'll enjoy it. Crap, I can't do it. Here, what I wanted to do was there's an option on YouTube, okay? It's called Stream Optimizations. This is a new thing that just popped up in the past couple of months. Typically, I have it set to default. When I stream, it's optimized for less viewer buffering. So what that means is when you're watching my streams live on YouTube, it should be a more streamlined, smooth experience. You won't see, buffering or anything like that, usually. But there's another one called Optimized for Interaction, Low Latency. And what that's supposed to do is make it so that there's not much delay between what you see and what I'm doing in the game. It's like the minimum amount of delay. I've never tried that option before, and I forgot to turn it on before I started the stream, but I may try. What I may do is restart the stream briefly after this pre-stream ends and see if that actually helps with the interaction between you guys who are watching and talking, in the stream chat. And those of you who are watching live, I could read the stream chat and maybe even interact with you back and forth. I don't know. Okay? So anyway, I might do that. We'll see. But I'm excited. This is something very different, very outside of the comfort zone, something I've never done before. And I'll be honest with everyone. I do these marathons from time to time. Some are far more successful than others, let's face it. Let's just think of all the marathons I've done as a result of Patreon in the past year and a half, right? I've done indie games, many of those always seem to turn out really well. I've done classic platforming with games like Crash Bandicoot and Conker's Bad Fur Day, right? I've done 2 music marathons with Rock Band 4, and now I'm doing an MMO. I would not be against playing this again, maybe doing this, once after a set period, maybe once a month, I don't know, or maybe setting it up as a Patreon goal in the future, if people like it. I don't know how it's going to go. I have no idea. I'm certainly not looking for huge views or whatever, right? It's just that, I want to do something different. I want to do something outside of my comfort zone and have some fun. And luckily this month, it's not really taking away from anything because the end of this month has been so chaotic with all the different releases and everything, and I finished up all my major playthroughs, that I was planning on finishing up. The only thing this is delaying is Guile and Street Fighter V, which released last night, which is a terrible time to release a fucking character. I mean, a Thursday night. Good job, Capcom. But I'll be playing with Guile tomorrow. For those of you who are watching, like, oh man, what the hell is this? I thought for sure Phil would be playing Guile and Street Fighter today. That's tomorrow. The whole stream tomorrow, I'll be taking Guile into training mode and then into his challenges and his story mode and then playing with him online. Guile is all tomorrow, so don't worry, that will be tomorrow, okay? So, I'm excited. I hope you are too. This is going to be a lot of fun and something very different, okay? I'm going to get started shortly. I don't want to do a long pre-stream. So, very quickly here, I'm going to give one plug. It's going to be a very quick plug and a very to-the-point plug, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching this live on stream, you obviously enjoy my live streams, right? If you're watching this on demand on YouTube, you probably enjoy my YouTube stuff. Well, ladies and gents, the way that you can directly support my business and allow me to continue to do this full-time is Patreon. The whole reason I'm doing this stream today is because of Patreon support. So check it out at patreon.com/darksidephil. Today is April 29th. Tomorrow is the final day of April, which means there's only one day left to pledge for my Patreon for this month. If we hit the funding level for this month... Oh, great. I didn't move around. I got disconnected. Well, I guess I'll just hang out here until I finish the pre-stream. I guess that's what happens when you don't move. You get disconnected from the server, huh? But anyway, 1 day left to pledge to my Patreon. And I'm going to be honest with everyone. Right now, we're basically on the very edge of making the goal for the month of April, which is, if we hit the funding level for the month of April, will be a new indie marathon. It's a marathon that I've done many times before. It's been very successful, and people have really enjoyed it. So I would like to do another one. I'd like to have people nominating and voting on indie games, right? But we have to hit the funding level in order to do that, okay? We have to hit the funding level. And right now, we're on the edge. Like, right now, it says that we've barely hit the goal. But here's the thing. Last month, in the month of March, okay, a bunch of people last minute pledged big time. Because when they heard, oh, wow, Blizzard Marathon, Phil might be playing games like World of Warcraft, they jumped in and they pledged at the last minute to get us to hit our funding goals. And it worked, but I get the feeling those people in the next day are going to say, uh-oh, I pledged a big amount last month, and, this month, I don't really, I care about World of Warcraft, I don't care so much about the goal this month, and they're going to lower their pledges. This happens every single month. The last day, you see a big dip, okay? So, sadly, I think what's going to happen is the funding's going to drop overnight, and you're going to see tomorrow, last minute, uh-oh, we didn't hit the goal. So, I'm just forewarning everyone. I want to do this indie marathon, but we have to hit the goal, so please pledge. Patreon.com/darksidephil. If you pledge $5 or more in the next day, that is how you'll be able to nominate and vote on those indie games that I'll be playing in a marathon at the end of May, okay? Actually, what I should really say is end of May, early June, because from what I can see is that the last day of May is a Tuesday, so more than likely it would be later that week, so probably like the Thursday or Friday of June. Like the 2nd or 3rd of June will be when that marathon will happen, okay? So, ladies and gents, please consider pledging. Your pledges not only contribute and allow me to pay my freaking bills, but also you get personal perks such as text and verbal thank yous. In fact, yesterday on my bi-monthly Q&A show, Ask the King, a whole bunch of people got their verbal thank yous. And a lot of people got their questions answered on Ask the King for pledging, that perk level as well. This month, I did 3 private Q&A videos for people, all of which people responded and said, we love them. Thank you so much. This is great. So, consider pledging. You get personal perks, you got the monthly goals, and you help support my business and allow me to continue to do this full time. All right, everybody? That's it. Short and sweet plug. How about that? You thought it was going to go longer, didn't you? Nope. Short pre-stream today because I want to jump in and I want to play World of Warcraft. Okay? All right. So that's it, everyone. I'm going to end the pre-stream. I'm actually going to end the stream because, like I said, what I'm going to do is try to restart my YouTube stream with the different settings for better latency so that there's less delay between stream chat and what you're seeing in, in the actual stream. So it'll be quick. Okay? And then we're going to get started. I'm going to join a realm. I'm going to create a character with the interaction of the stream chat. And we're going to jump in. I'll do the tutorial areas and we'll get started, okay? Alright, everyone. Thank you very much. I very much appreciate what you're doing, watching. It's very cool of you. And I certainly hope that you enjoyed today's very different World of Warcraft stream. That is it, and let's begin.